Hello guys, welcome to Start with Kings. In today's video, I just want to do a market review. As you guys already noticed, I've not been trading lately, uh, but I've been active within the market, but I've not been trading, like making videos. That's because I've been, doing some other personal stuff. But I made some few videos last week and I told you guys what the market was about to do. And, if you were to pay attention to those information, you would have known that, okay, this is where we are heading to. So, I'm not here to make videos every day, but when I drop content is for educational purpose. And some of those informations are very important. And if you know how to make use of them, then that would help you prepare yourself, either if you're a long-term player or a short-term, But looking at the whole market right now, there's a lot of uncertainties, you know. Um, the market actually pumped yesterday because of Micron earnings, because they had a good earnings, and that actually, you know, pushed the market a little bit up. But we ended up selling off as of yesterday. So that wasn't like a big deal, it's something that we already knew, we expected that to happen, pump and dump, and that's what the market actually did yesterday. But with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you stay active. When some good information comes in, that way, you can use them, with other personal research to prepare yourself so that way you don't miss out of some of this opportunity. So let's go into the chart and see how the market looks so far. As you guys can see, this is S&P 500. Let me go on the weekly time. We had this since we had this break of structure right here, then we end up pushing the market towards the upside. We started moving towards the upside all the way to the local top around 760. I expected the market to do some correction because we've been bullish since May 30th, 30th of May. The market has been bullish, and we needed a cool off a little bit before the market can move towards the upside again. But currently, as you guys can see, we are on the daily time, well, sorry, on the weekly time, and based on what I'm expecting us to have a bounce towards this zone, which the market end up coming down to about 116, then end up closing around 716, then end up closing around 732 on the post market. But right now, I'm looking at on the daily time, what I'm expecting coming into next week, because I believe from this technical standpoint, we have next week, if the market wants to go into another phase of correction, next week will be the last week for you to actually have this opportunity to buy back, some of this play. But I've already bought some of these players of today, in preparation for the next 4 to 6 months. So, and the reason is because I saw that we were expecting some correction. In my previous videos, I told you guys that we needed at least 5 to 10% correction. So if I measure this right here all the way to 716 as of today, yeah, the market is actually down about 5%, 5.76% so far. And because we end up coming down to retest 716. But right now, what I'm expecting, within next week, if we go on a 4-hour time, for us to be bullish or bearish, we need to, I'm looking at two price zones. For us to be bullish, we need to stay above 739, 740. These two price ranges, is where I'm actually looking at around 741, my bad. So 739, 741 is a critical bullish zone if we end up staying above that level. Meaning that this is what I'll be expecting if we end up moving towards, like, ready to move towards the upside, because right now we are still on that bearish movement, but the market is looking towards moving back towards the upside. But right now, if we end up staying above coming into next week, if we can stay above 739 price range, then let's say the market end up selling, or sorry, closing above 739, around 740, right there, then I'm expecting a quick correction towards this fair value gap, then uh pushing the price back to retest this local top, which was around 760. That's on the bullish movement. And then from here, your good opportunity buy zone would be around this 739, 740 price range for you to start pushing the price towards the upside. And why I'm saying that is because we have this bearish breaker block, which we need to stay above that range, and that's about 741 price range. But for me personally, any price around 739 will be a good opportunity, for us to move towards the upside. And when I'm talking about 749, 39, we need to stay up there with a full body candle, meaning this is what I'll be expecting. I'll be expecting the market to, close with a full body candle on the daily time. On the daily time, this is what I will be expecting. I'll be expecting the market to stay, this, like to close with a full body candle. Then any quick correction that we have there, either towards this fair value gap, if we end up having any sell-off, any quick correction, then at that point, that would be a good opportunity for you to actually buy at this level right here, which will be around this zone. Then the target would be around 750, 756, because that is where we have another level of liquidity, and the market will be more interested in chasing this liquidity. That is on the bullish movement, side of what I'm looking at right now in the market. But on the bearish side, because I'm making this, I'm drawing this so that way you understand what I'm expecting the market to actually do. But on the bearish side of the play, if we end up losing this level of support around 725 with a full body candle, so let's say by next week, if we end up selling, pushing, going into another correction, and we stay below this level of support around, let me move this out, around the 725 price range with a full body candle, if we close this way, let's say we close below this, let's say around 723, with a full body candle by next week Friday, then this will be a good opportunity for you to start getting ready, because my buy zone, if we lose 725, would be any price range within this order zone block. So within this order block zone, this will be my buy opportunity, and at that point I'll be getting into a buy zone right here. I'll set up my buy order, then start pushing the price towards the upside. But like I said, we still need to stay, for us to be bullish, we need to stay above 740 and 739. And the same concept that I'm expecting on the bullish side will be the same thing that I'll be expecting too. Meaning, if we end up coming down here to this my buy zone range, then a good price would be the same level. Like I told you, any price around this 739, 738 would be a good opportunity to buy and push the market towards the upside. And the next few 2 to 3 weeks, I'm expecting us to break this all-time high of 760, then maybe head towards 800 price range, because I believe if we come back and retest this all-time high, and we break above it with a body candle, which would be something like this, then that would be a full confirmation, for me. That would be my own indication, then I know any pullback that we might get after there around this price range, then then that would be a golden opportunity for anybody to get into this play, then push this price towards $800. Because I believe from this price range we have possibility on S&P 500 for us to push the price all the way to 800. So 800 will be my new price target on S&P 500, but that would be on 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 the bullish side of the play. So this will be my target around 800 price range. So this is where I will be expecting, to take profit. But right now, I have bought some of the stock, some few stocks. As you guys can see right here, if we go into Micron, because Micron is what actually pushed the market yesterday. We end up having they end up having a good earnings, and that actually took the market a little bit, but it was a pump and dump. It didn't really do that much, but if you were into this play, you would have took, I believe you took some profit when we came up to around 1,256. So as you guys can see, as of today, we end up, selling off again. So some of those profit that we made, the market took all of that back on Micron. But for us to be bullish on Micron again, we need to stay above 1,213. That's my level that I'm looking at. So any price range around that level, then the buy zone would be somewhere around here on Micron. So mind you, whatever I say in this video is not a suggestion for you to buy or hold or trade any of this stock. Before you invest, make sure you do your own due diligence before you get into some of this play. But like I said, for me to get into Micron again, if we end up pushing towards the downside, I'll be expecting a bounce around this level of support, which would be around 1,089 price range, somewhere around here. This is my price target to buy. So if the market end up having another leg down, let me draw this out real quick. If we end up having another leg down from where we are currently sitting, then I'll be expecting a correction towards this zone. And at that point, this will be a golden opportunity for me to actually get into this play. Then chase that green there towards the upside. Then I believe if we end up staying above 1,213 on Micron, then I believe we have possibility to push the price all the way to $1,360. Sorry, $350 price range on Micron. So mind you, these are all what I'm looking at right now, because I believe we might have another quick leg down, on Micron. And if we end up doing that, that would be a good opportunity, because I believe from this level of support around 1,089.90, it would be a good buy zone for anybody to actually get into this play right here. As of this level, a second. So this will be your buy zone, for a long play. Then after we break this all-time high, this resistance level around 1,213, then your next buy zone would be around this level. Then which other stock that I wanted to talk about? SpaceX. I made a video and I told you guys I wasn't chasing this on the IPO because I already knew how the outcome would be. Normally when an IPO goes public, it's always volatile, there's always a lot of momentum that push the market towards the upside. But as you guys can see, if you were to buy up here, which I believe a lot of people bought up here, and they end up, losing a lot of money right now if you are into option trading, But if you're on a long term, play, and you just buy your regular stock there, you don't have nothing to worry about, because the market is going to bounce back up at some point. But looking at it on a 1 hour time, the market is not doing anything actually. We are just SpaceX is currently not doing nothing. We are just consolidating at this very point. So there's no point of you just saying all of this, when the market has not given you confirmation and direction. So right now on SpaceX, for us to be bullish, we need to, what I'll be expecting is two scenarios. As right now, we are just consolidating, you don't trade indication, just leave this, just leave the market to do what the market wants to do. But what I'll be expecting, if we end up breaking above this level of this swing high around 165 price range, then I'll be expecting a quick bounce here, then pushing to go retest back the all-time high. So 655 or 165 is my critical point of interest, in terms of bullish movement. But on the bearish movement side of the play, if we end up selling, uh, breaking below this level of support around $146, then I'll be expecting a rejection around this price range. Then the next price that I'll be looking at, will be somewhere around $100 price range on SpaceX. So whatever I said, like I said, it's not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell any of this. But like you guys already know, my technicals, they always play out. If you're not paying attention, then that's your own problem. But right now, looking at the way the market is, this is what I'm expecting. Coming into these few weeks ahead of us. That's next week and the week ahead. So for us to be bullish, we need to stay above 165. For us to be bearish, then we need to any price range below this swing low, which will be level of support around 4. I didn't put that. Any price range right here would be any price below 147, 148 will be a good sell opportunity towards the downside. So if you're into option trading, then if you see us breaking below with a full confirmation, that's indication, then all what you'll be waiting for would be that corrective move, which I believe we might have a rejection around this price range, then followed by that continuation towards the downside, and the same scenario towards the upside too. And as you guys can see here, the market is now in a mixed zone. Let's see Nvidia. This is a good play for me, and I'm getting ready to get back into this because I believe we still have one more leg down on Nvidia. I believe the best buy zone on Nvidia would be this level of support, since we already lose this level of support around 194. Then currently we closed below that 194 as of the close of the market. The market closed around 192. So coming into next week, if we end up having a sell off again, another correction, then my best buy opportunity for Nvidia would be around this price range. So this will be my buy zone on Nvidia. So if you're looking to buy Nvidia, I would advise you wait, see how the market play out next, that's the coming week. But if you see any price around this price range, then that would be a good opportunity for you to get into this play. But I believe we still have possibility to bounce off around 188. So any price range around 188, 185 will be a good opportunity to get into Nvidia, then start riding the price back to this all-time high of 236. So mind you, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. And Donald Trump just tweet, there's a news on CNBC. Iran violated, the ceasefire deal that they were trying to do, and they attacked the stream of Hormuz, ship. So meaning they start, attacking ships that are crossing the ocean. So right now, this is not a good thing. This is why the market sell off again, at the end of the day. So there's a lot going on in the stock market right now globally. We had a good global sell-off as of yesterday, and with this still Iran war, one moment they will tell us, 1 minute they will tell us they want to have a peace talk, in Switzerland, then the next minute, is something different. So there's a lot going on within the market. So the best thing is for you to just wait, see how next week is going to play out. So as you guys can see, if we go to compare some of these index, as you guys can see right here, down is down as of today minus 32 points. S&P 500 minus 21 points. Nasdaq is about minus 52 points. Russell actually bounced up as of just 2 points only. Then VIX, is down as of about 0.48 cent. Sorry, about 0.48 points. So which is like 2.5%, down. So right now I'm not chasing anything. As you guys can see, the market is still in a mixed zone, and some of the SpaceX, which I'll be making video coming, like starting off from tomorrow, Sunday, and the whole next week, because I believe we are getting ready to start moving towards the upside again on all this play. So if you come here to Rocket Lab, you can see we went from 155 all the way down here. Man, you just got to believe what I'm sharing with you guys, because this is what a lot of people are, this is what you pay a lot of people just to learn, but I'm giving you guys out for free. So if you actually find any value in this video, I would really appreciate if you can hit the subscription button and the notification bell, because I'm not gonna lie, we are getting ready to start moving towards the upside. And if we can stay above 93 on this very play, since we lose this level, this fair value gap, and we started selling and we get this rejection, that was where I knew that, okay, I'm not getting to any of this play, in terms of this Rocket Lab stocks, this SpaceX. But right now, looking at the way the market is looking, I believe we've gone into that quick correction. Let me see how many correction we had here on Rocket Lab. We had almost about 47% correction. So the market took everything it get back. So if you were to get up here and you did not use your stop loss, or set your your sell order, or use your stop loss, then that means you've lost every of your profit. But nevertheless, there's more opportunity in the next 2 to 3 months coming into the market right now. So if we can stay above this level of support, let's say by next week, if we can stay above 93 dollars price range with a full body candle, then any price around any quick correction here will be your opportunity for you to buy. Then start chasing back to the all-time high, which I believe we have possibility to break this zone, this level of resistance. And my target for Rocket Lab will be around $188 to $125 to $220, because right here that's my price target, but we can go even higher than this. But looking at the way the whole market is, I believe let me see something here. From here we had this correction, so price over here. So I'm expecting, yep. So I believe we have two targets on Rocket Lab. So if you're looking to make money into this play, I'm gonna make another video, talking about this. So my price target would be 188 to 222. So on Rocket Lab. But for me to be, sure of this play, we need to stay above $93 price range. So this is my point of interest right here. We need to stay above this level, above this resistance zone, which is around $97, my bad. So any price range above $97 is what I'm expecting to start getting into this play. But right now, it's just to start dollar cost average. If you're just buying the regular stock, if you're not into option trading, then you're good to go, because I believe you have more room to make more money towards the upside. So with all that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm still in the game. I've not made video, which I understand most of you guys notice it. But moving forward, you guys will be getting videos. And I'm not here to make videos every day. When I drop technicals like this, I'm giving you information that is going to make you money the next 3 to 6 months. So if I drop videos like this, it's for you to take those opportunities. Because I'm not going to come out and make videos when each of these candlestick comes down or goes up. You know, I don't trade like that. I play institutional trading. I try to do trade like institution. Meaning that I wait for a good market value. And as you guys can see, this is the zone that I was expecting. I drew this long time ago before we even had this break of structure right here. So which I was expecting us to have the correction towards this price range. But since we couldn't bounce off this $93 price and we got that rejection and we break above this 87. So as you guys can see, we have this quick bounce up as of today. So I want to see how next week will play. What I'll be expecting for this play will be for us to close above. Coming into next week, I want us to stay above 97 $7 price range with a full body candle. That would be my confirmation for me to get into this play. But for now, I'm not trading this. I'm just waiting to see how next week will play. Next week will be my last buy zone, for anything stocks, towards the next few couple months. So I just wanted to make this video, and I appreciate you guys for following, for liking the videos. I just want to say thank you, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day.